Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwartman and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we're in Toronto and we're visiting with Jamie Shanks. He's the founder and CEO. Welcome, Jamie.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Your company name is?
Sales for Life.
Sales for Life.
Yeah.
What made you choose that name?
I didn't actually. In 2003, my business partner changed the name because he saw this opportunity consistently helping people with sales. Just that evolution that never stops, right?
A lot of people say social media doesn't give me the ROI that I want. Why is that?
I honestly think that the people say that because they truly don't understand it, because it doesn't have the same quick win that a cold call does. When I started with social selling or social media, I didn't have meetings flying in the door day after day. It has really been a snowball. And so that's the big fear is, how do I hit my next quarter? Social selling is about how do I improve for next year.
Right. So what you're saying is that social media is like a snowflake that turns into a snowball that turns into an avalanche, right?
100%. And that's the best way to look at it.
So how do marketers need to change now to have social conversations, to listen socially, and then turn that into a real conversation?
Marketing creates great things, widgets and boobobs, but the problem is that salespeople that have no idea when to use it, how to use it, what is the context. So sales isn't even being part of that conversation, nor are they sharing it. And the big problem is that you don't have that distribution point and the force of all salespeople. So the beginning part of it is actually bringing the two together and say, marketing is going to create assets that sales think are amazing. And what they're going to do in return is share that content to drive the conversion funnel.
So how do you contain social media so it's manageable? Because a lot of people, they start with Twitter and then LinkedIn and maybe Facebook, and then all of a sudden somebody says, oh, there's Ella, or there's Yelp, and there's a new one. What is that called? Snapchat. And everybody gets crazy about it. So how do you contain it?
I saw all the shiny toys and I tried to be something to somebody and everyone on all of the platforms. And what I've realized is we had to look and take an objective look at our own buyers, and we realized for the most part they're only on LinkedIn with a sprinkle of Twitter. So we're going to spend all of our energy and time there. Google Plus, as great as it is for SEO, our buyers aren't there, so we don't spend the time there.
So you want to be what a buyer is. So how do you know what a buyer is? How do you create a social listening antenna?
I think the best thing that you need to do is A, ask, and B, actually do some searches and identify, pull up some names of your clients and prospects. If none of them are on Twitter, then you have to kind of analyze, well, what is Twitter going to do for me? Same does for LinkedIn or Facebook and so forth.
So, Jamie, we talk about buyer persona. We also need to talk about seller persona. How do you create one voice in the company?
Interesting. So, and that's the difficult piece, is that many times marketing would be that central piece to create the voice, although I would disagree that the one voice is the best way to attack it. Because here's the problem. Marketing is listening for competitive intelligence or listening to what's important from a macro perspective of an organization. The challenge is that myself as a quota-carrying sales rep, I only care about my 50 accounts. So you as a sales professional have to be completely the same and different at the same time. You're using the same sort of voice as marketing, but at the same time, you're focusing on accounts that your marketing team's not looking at. So I wouldn't necessarily be one voice. I would be a complement of the things that marketing is providing me, but I'm going to attack and only focus on my accounts. And so the one voice system, I'm not sure it's the...
So would you say that maybe marketing is like a symphony orchestra and sales is more like jazz?
Actually, I'm a huge jazz fan, so that's actually a great analogy. Exactly, the marketing end is everybody, and the brass section is you, the salesperson.
That's right. What is your way of measuring whether your social media conversations actually lead to ROI?
There's a couple leading indicators you should be looking at. One of them is the size and the effectiveness of your LinkedIn network, and it's called your social reach. And so you should be drawing a line in the sand and saying, at this date, this is how big my voice is today. How is that growing over time? And then also the same sort of thing with sharing content. LinkedIn and Twitter are providing you these baseline metrics and the growth over time. Those are leading indicators. The lagging indicators are the opportunities and the revenue you're driving. And if you're not driving that money, then you need to look back at your leading indicators and saying, what am I not doing? Are people listening? Is my social reach terrible because my network is small? Whatever that is.
It makes sense. So how do you help salespeople learn all this?
Interesting. Yeah, we have a year-long program, essentially. So it's a 9 or 10 module sales modularized system that is once a week, 1 hour a week for 10 weeks. And then we have technology and human capital, mentored learning, to ensure that over the course of the year, the sales professional is, without saying the word guaranteeing adoption, right? We're creating a system, and we call it the learning loop, to make sure that this is indoctrinated into their DNA.
And you also have daily calls, like at noon, people can dial in and you are on the phone.
I'm a big believer of blended learning, and all that means is we use technology like a learning management system. We have a tool called Social Buddy. That's the tech side, but you can't replace the human. And we have trainers that are there every single day to help the sales professionals through their challenges and pitfalls and what-if scenarios. And that's something that's so invaluable that you can't forget, is I need help today, who can help me?
Awesome. For anybody who wants to have more information, go to salesforlife.com. And remember, if you're not happy with your net worth, then change your network.